Very much for taking the time to share all of this and for the work you're doing in the community. And Scott, welcome to Wichita, and we're glad to have you helping back. Really great job. Back in the mid-'80s, I was fortunate enough to ride on an airplane with Jack DeBoer out to Burbank when the Center for Entrepreneurship started at WSU, and I met Steve Jobs out there. It was like a memorable experience for sure. But if you look at Silicon Valley, often tied into Stanford and the proprietary technology often that comes with technology comes out of the universities, because that's where the kids are that are doing that study. And so the area of technology or medical technology, it would seem an automatic fit to work within the university. So the question really is, what type of, I saw Friends, of course, and Newman on there. What type of connections within the university do you see happening so that you can bring the talent that comes out of the grade school, the great programs you're doing, that go into college and they say, hey, now that idea that I had at 6th grade, I'm going to launch it. How do you go from there?
Sure. And it's a wonderful question, and it usually comes up, and it's something we need to make more public, because sometimes people think we might be going against the university, and actually nothing more could be true. The director of the Center for Entrepreneurship at WSU, Mark Torline, was part of the committee active on the ETF that actually brought me here. And I talk to him on a daily basis. Because there's certain things that they do very well that make sense within their environment, and there's certain things that are better suited for us. Meaning, they have technologies, they have students, they have professors that want to take university technology and then start a company around it. And they're creating an ecosystem together with my help to do just that. And so when these come, like for example, the Shocker New Venture competition later this month, integral part of that, we'll be judging that with many others. I'm helping Mark on a daily basis review potential technologies. And when their ecosystem begins to crank out companies that match our criteria of market validation, scalability, and can be matched by mentors, then we can run them here entirely on a private basis. And these things are being built under the umbrella of the ETF, which is one of the beauties of the ETF, because it's not just bringing people together to talk, it's bringing us together to act, to support each other, work together. And there isn't enough time in the day to give you real solid examples of how that's happening every day. And it's going to happen in this case.
And so I'll answer it from maybe a little bit of a community standpoint of being involved in that conversation. Universities, namely Wichita State, innovation, engineering, things of that nature, they do it at a very high level. But they're not exactly built to monetize all that. And that has to do with just the university structure, the way it's built. A professor is motivated by research, publish, get tenure. Okay? So if a university professor wants to move himself forward, he follows that process. There's no incentive or motivation when the university says, you know what, we want you to go ahead and work with this company and get this company scaled up and fired up, and oh, by the way, you don't get anything. But we want you to bust your ass doing it. So the structure of a university isn't built really for doing that. And so I see the Wichita State, the innovation side, large companies, you're seeing that, right? Airbus has moved out there. We've got Assault that's moving out there. Okay, those companies can give them a good-sized check and say, please put your people towards doing this research and development specifically for us. That makes sense in an existing corporation. But in a startup situation, like we're talking about, very difficult to transition that to a motivated incentive situation that's going to be monetized. Now, with that being said, we're working very closely with Wichita State because there's a lot of synergy. What we do is there will be times when we have companies through the process that will need to use Wichita State as a technical resource or innovation or engineering or helping develop the product a little bit further in the engineering side. And there'll be times when they'll say, you know what, we've helped them this far,